Hello, hello. We're back. Again, it says 42 seconds. I don't know. Anywho. Hello. We are back. If you are joining us again, we just finished up our new products for June for our Etsy shop. So if you are watching this in replay, feel free to jump into that so you can check out what we have for new products. We also mentioned a couple of housekeeping items as far as the book club goes. So we'll kind of reiterate those here. But before we do, just want to quickly say hello, Andy. Hello, Kim. Nice to see you ladies here again. We're glad to have you. But let's quickly go through those housekeeping items. So for June, we're reading for Pride Month, and we are reading Meeting Millie, which is the first in a series. And that series is the Oxford Romance series. So this is the first one. So we'll be reading that this month. As far as us reading this evening, Laura, I think you said too, like, I'm not starting the book because I don't have the book. And I know you mentioned you don't want to read it too quickly and then not remember it when we get closer to the live discussion. So we will actually be doing other things or other reading this evening. So let us know in the comments what you'll be reading tonight, if you're going to start our book club book, or if you'll be reading something else, or if you're doing something entirely different. And then wanted to also mention again for July, as you would know if you are here more than 1 year, Laura and I always pick the book during our birthday months. So July is my birthday month. So I picked The Roundhouse by Louise Erdrich. So that's what we'll be reading in July. So the next poll that you will see will be for August's books. And that will be on July 2nd. You'll see the selections on that date. And then you'll be able to submit your pick in that poll. That'll be in the community tab of our channel. So that's all we have for housekeeping. Not too much there. One last thing too. You really do want to come to the July 2nd live streams because July is our anniversary month. So we do a lot of fun stuff as far as the shop goes. So definitely come to that. It looks like Kim will be reading The Last Queen.
That sounds good.
That sounds fun. Is that Philippa Gregory? Anything with queen in it, I'm just like, oh, Philippa Gregory. Let us know. I'm not really sure what I'll be reading. I might check my Libby and see if my Darjeeling is up yet, which I doubt it is. Usually they give me a little notification, but I might check on that. But the Lincoln Lawyer is sitting over there staring at me, asking me why I haven't finished it. So I might finish that. I don't know what I'm in the mood for. What are you going to be reading?
I think I'll be reading from two different books. This one, I should have grabbed the cover, but it's Manners of Mutiny by Gail Carriger. It's the fourth one in that like ladies etiquette series. The main character is Sophronia, if you've read this series before. So this is like YA steampunk set in a girls' school for spies and for spies. Everyone lives and everything, classes and everything are on this big blimp that travels over the UK and tends to kind of rest on the moors when it's foggy out and everything. So there's big overarching themes with picklemen who are the bad men, and then there's a boys' school for evildoers that's like their brother's school, and anyways,
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it really is. I love her stuff. It's all just a good time. So I read the first three a few years ago, and I never read the last one. So working on this one, and then this one. Let me know if any of you have read this at all before, but I have a big chunker book from Brian Selznick. He wrote The Invention of Hugo Cabret that was out, 10, 15 years ago or more. It was a movie. These big chunkers, they're like middle school, middle grade books. And it's like beautiful illustrations, she says, as she opens up to nothing, but it's all like pencil lines. And half the story is told with these huge illustrations. The other half is, like actual writing. I've had this thing kicking around, like to be read soon, in my living room in various piles for at least the last 3 years, if not 4 or 5 years. And I'm so sick of looking at it. So I started it, and I think I'm 20 pages in. Most of that was just illustration. But I don't know if I have the give a crap needed to like stick with this. It's not a bad book at all. I just sort of don't care anymore. I'm just sick of looking at it, quite frankly. But I'm gonna try and read as much as I can and maybe call it a DNF tonight. I don't know. But those are the two I'll be reading from. Yeah. So yeah, this one's Wonderstruck, by the way.
Good luck to you on that. I know I'm the worst about DNFing. I like try to struggle through the whole book, but I'm getting better. I'm getting better.
You are. And I love his other stuff. I loved Hugo Cabret. I read another one of his books. It was really, really great. I just love it. I think he's so talented. And this one, I just kind of, right now, I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like Jenna will be hanging out with us for a little bit. Hi, Jenna. Reading Homecoming by Kate Morton.
Nice.
I hope that's good because the first and only Kate Morton I read, I don't really like. So.
Yeah, we read that bummer.
Yeah.
Was it last year?
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I think about that book and then I think about The Seamstress, and they like those two books like mesh together for me. Like they're not the same era, they're not the same country, but for me those two, like, sometimes I think they're the same book and then I'm like, wait, no, different.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think maybe did we read them back to back? Maybe that's what it was.
We might have.
I don't know. About Queen Elizabeth. Okay. Oh. Thank you for the clarification.
Ooh, interesting. Like books about royalty.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to figure it out. I know. So Jenna said she's too stubborn to DNF, but disliking this book so far. Oh, you are disliking. Oh, no.
Well,
the way I see it is, for me, I have to read at least 100 pages to DNF. And actually, in the last book I DNF'd, I think I was at 62 pages, which that's really short. Like, that's like, how can you do that? But I just couldn't. I couldn't bring myself to do it. Like, I could not read more than like 3 pages a night. And it took me forever. And if you can't get into a book, actually, a book that I DNF'd after 3 pages, and that was The Historian, because I tried to read that book like 7 times and I could not get past like the first 2 pages because every time I was just like, I don't understand any of this at all. And the pages are like this big. So that's the only book I was just like, I can't do it. I just can't. Because think about it this way. You're DNFing because there are so many other books you could be reading that are much better. And if you are reading a book and you're like, I hate this book, or this book is not doing anything for me, just move aside. Unless you have to read it for a class, unless you're reading it with a friend, unless you're reading it for any other purpose other than enjoyment, like, just like get rid of it because it's not worth it. There's so many books that I've read that I'm like, man, I really wish I would have just DNF'd that. Like, I didn't miss anything, because that's my big thing about DNFing. I'm always afraid like I'm gonna miss the part where it got better, where it is gonna blow my mind, and in most cases it really isn't going to do that.
Yeah, I usually give myself the Pearl rule of 50 pages if I want to DNF, or sometimes I just know sometimes it's the right time. You can just tell, like, I think I would like this if I could concentrate better, but you just can't for whatever reason. Like, those are NFNs, not for nows for me. But yeah, for DFNs, or DNFs, sorry. Just, it's all right. There's plenty more to read. Because you're right. Usually if I do finish a book like that I'm thinking of DNFing, it's never higher than a 3. Which isn't bad, but it's also not the best thing ever. So, yeah.
I mean, and there's some books that I read and I do give like a 3 or a 2, but at the, like, while I'm reading it, I don't consider DNFing it, because some books are like good enough to finish, because you're like, this can't be this bad, right? Like, because you're reading it and you're drawn in enough to finish it, but by the time you finish it, you're like, that sucked. Like, because I mean, a 2-star is basically a 1-star if you think about it. Like for me, it's basically, it's not that great. But it's like, why would you finish a book that's a 2-star? And it's like, because sometimes I don't really know it's a 2-star until I finish it, and I go, that really was a terrible book.
Yeah, and endings can change a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
they can make or break a book totally. So yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. Andy has, I will start out a book, but I am not a romance person and just read Delilah Green Doesn't Care.
Oh, I just read that one too.
Patreon group, so many DNF this one. Oh. I'd never heard of that book.
Yeah, we talked about picking that for a choice for this month, but it was like listed as steamy in all the reviews, and we were like, I don't think we should pick a steamy book for one of our choices.
Oh.
But yeah, I read it all on Sunday. I made a pot of coffee and I just sat down and I read the whole thing. It's terrible what I did, but I liked it.
Yeah. Totally rates would both RNG of thoughts, but I'm reading this book for a book club. Yep, so I feel
Ranting
obligated.
Will be fun. Ranting will be fun.
To rant about it. Yeah. Well, at least in this book club, we highly encourage you
yes,
to
we do.
if you need to. And even for us as the moderators, like, we will DNF if need be. Like the last book I DNF'd, I couldn't be moved. And I feel, believe me, as a moderator, the obligation is very, very high. But thankfully, there are 2 of us. So if one of us has at least read it, we're good to go. So I feel like it's like an underlying, unspoken rule. Like, if we're going to DNF, somebody has to read it. And we've never really come to it where we've both had to DNF.
No.
And if we have, it's like a really far in DNF where you can get enough of the book that you can discuss it. You don't really need to know the end.
Right.
So that's been very fortunate for the 2 of us, is at least one of us finishes it.
I'm sure it'll happen at some point, though. We're both DNFs.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah. And that's why it's great to have the Voxer group, too, because I'm pretty sure if we came to a consensus as a group that, like, no one's finishing this book, we would just be like, okay, let's wrap it. Let's call it. And then that's what we would discuss, is what we all read to that point and why we DNF'd it. And, you know, because that says something. Like, if everyone in a book club is like, I'm not finishing this book, that's a big deal. So, but we haven't come to that. We haven't come to that. I'm just having a, you know. Aw, you're so nice. We love all of you. This is my favorite. Like, I haven't been in a lot of book clubs, but this is a fantastic book club. It's my favorite book club. I love this book club. I love all of the chatting and all of the ideas. I like when somebody, like, comes out of left field with something, because that's the great thing about reading, is we all come from different backgrounds and different experiences, and you may read something differently than I read something. And I like that, at least as far as I know, like, we haven't, like, offended each other by presenting those differing ideas. Because, again, we all are from different walks of life. So our perspective of the books we read, they're going to be different. So, yeah, I love this book club, too. So thank you. So speaking of reading, why don't we jump into a reading sprint? It just crossed over a 5, but let's go ahead and do our typical 25-minute sprints. So that'll take us to, what, 10 after? That 25 minutes? Yeah, 10 after. So jump into whatever you're reading, or if you're doing something productive. And then on our way back, you can let us know how you did. As per usual, we'll mute ourselves, and then I'll find an ASMR for your listening and viewing pleasure. Okay, everyone, enjoy. Okie dokie. That brings us to the end of that first reading sprint. How'd you do?
Pretty good. I got to page 300 something. I don't know. Roughly 350. So halfway through now. It's getting better. I'll just finish it. So it's 2 stories. The illustration story that's only told with pictures is about a little girl who is deaf in 1920s Hoboken, New Jersey. And the part that's told in words is about a little boy named Ben who had hearing in one ear. And during a storm after his mother died, he was on the phone and his other ear got lightning strike got him. So now he's deaf. And he just ran away from his aunt and uncle who were raising him and is trying to find his father in New York City. And that is in the 1960s or 70s. So I don't know how they're going to meet or who's going to be what, but yeah, it's not bad. It's very heavy.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Solid book.
Yeah.
What about you? What did you end up reading?
I did not read.
Okay.
I totally got lost in a game that I play on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's one of those games where you have these things that reproduce things and then they time out and then you have to wait a certain amount of time. So every so often I go into the game to make sure I just get this stuff from them.
Sure.
And even if I don't go back to play it, at least I made them drop all their gems. Right. So I could come back later. So I got caught up in that. So now they're all gemless. Well, I mean, it's not gems. That's just the word I'm using. Some of it's you make salads. Some of them you make breads and sandwiches. It's all different things. The game is called Love and Pies.
Oh, yeah, I've seen the ads for that.
Playing it. It's dumb. I mean, but I enjoy it. I like it. But Annie's wondering what the title of that again is.
Wonderstruck. Here.
Selznick.
Yeah, Brian Selznick.
Yeah, so it's one of those merge games. But you have to be careful because not all merge games are created equal. Because this one's nice because there's no so I know this is not about reading, but these games, so these merge games, they'll have a storyline where something's happening and that's why you're merging these things because you're getting coins so that you can pay to build something essentially. But some of these merge games you have to actually do the building where you're build a house and then build a this, and I hate those ones because I just want to do the coins, and then when it has you go do your thing, you just press the skip button, skip because I don't care about the storyline. This one's storyline I think is this woman gets a divorce or something, and so it's her and her son, and they come they're gonna come back and live with her mother or something, and her mother runs a bakery, but when they get there the whole bakery and the entire estate, which turns out to be the bakery and a farm and because you're rebuilding all of it. Yeah. It's all burned down and her mom's gone. So they're also solving the mystery. I don't really know because I don't read any of the storyline. I just skip so that it'll let me continue. I just like the merging thing because you're just merging things until it makes a bigger thing, and yeah, that's what I like about it. It's completely absorbing. But Jenna, I have not heard of Gossip Harbor or Seaside Escape.
Yeah, I see ads for both of those all the time, and I haven't folded in a long time. Download one of those merging games. I had Merge Dragons for a while, and I got bored with that, so I just took it off. And I thought about doing Merge Mansion, but then I don't know, I haven't done it yet.
Yeah, so I got the whole do the dragon because on this Mist play. So I haven't really talked about it a lot because I'm still trying to figure out if I like it or not, which I don't think I do. But this Mist play, which is supposed to be you earn points for gift cards, it takes forever to earn. It's absolutely ridiculous how long it takes to earn only 100 points. It's crazy. But anyway, that dragon one was in one of their boosted plays, so you're supposed to get more points. And I downloaded that one because it's supposed to be a merge game. But no, it's like, yeah, it's a merge game, but it's like you get into this platform and you merge like 6 things, and then, ooh, look, you got like 4 coins, and then you go into this smaller section and you like have to. It was too. I just want one board with all the things, and I just merge. I don't want to like have to go to different. So yeah, I had that one too. I deleted it, and then I have this other one which is like a merge game, but it's super archaic. Like you can tell it has not been like refurbished in a while, but it's like something about makeover or whatever, and it's just awful. It's so outdated. But when I play that one, I do get points on my Fetch app, which that actually you earn points faster, and I'm almost to a what is it, $50 gift card for Amazon. Like
You must be, because I'm close to my $25 one for Amazon. So
yeah, I like the Fetch. This misplay, I don't know that I'm going to do much more, but that's the one where I got this Love and Pies, which I really like that game, but it sucks that it's not earning me points in my other app, which the points actually matter. But anywho, game talk, too much. Saw the movie, need to read the book. I didn't know it was a movie.
Me either.
Read chapter 5, like the characters so far. I did not like them in Delilah Green.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
And you're reading. Did you say what you were reading, Andy?
Yeah, I think she's reading the book.
You are gonna. You did start the book. Awesome. Cool. Do you have any other books that you're excited to read this month on your TBR?
I have a list of books I'm supposed to read. I don't know if that's the same thing. But for book naturalists, I'm hopefully reading both of the books. The Mermaid of Black Conch. I don't know how everyone says it. That's by Monique Rafferty. That's fiction. It also works for Caribathon as well, which is this month. And then there's also a book by Sabrina Imbler, which is about like animals under the sea, creatures that live in the ocean and stuff. That's nonfiction, but she is an LGBTQ author, so that's also for Pride. I'm reading Red, White, and Royal Blue. I have The Mercies by Karen Millwood Hargrave. Finally reading that one. That is for my library thing, British Authors Challenge group. I'm reading that. I have the newest one in the like League of Extraordinary Gentlewomen or whatever, that series by Evie Dunmore. I read the first.
Oh yeah.
I read the first 3, and the 4th one was out, so I just got that from the library. I can't tell what it reads. It's hot pink and it's across the room. I have a book. I think it's by a Korean author, The Cabinet. I saw it in Jill at the Book Bully. I really like her a lot. She had that in her recent review of like all the stuff she's read so far this year, and she liked it a lot. So I just checked that from the library too. Don't know what that's about exactly. I have Glitter Up the Dark, which is a nonfiction book about pop music and how like gender binary was kind of broken by pop music. Lots of people don't really fit into it, and it's more okay to be non-conforming with music than with any other thing. So it's all like about that stuff, pop music and stuff, nonfiction. What else am I missing? I'm reading The Collected Regrets of Clover by somebody. It came out a year ago. It's about a girl who's a death doula, and she, I think, inherits some money or something from a person who dies, and she has to go try and find out how to live her life. She's like 30 and doesn't know what to do. She's like just deals with dead people all the time. That's fiction. I'm reading that one. And yeah, I think that's probably enough for now. So just a couple things. How about you?
Nice. Oh no, I don't do TBRs anymore. I ain't got no time for that.
Well, you got Lincoln Lawyer. You've been reading
Yes.
that for a while.
Yes. So I should read that. I will probably read that in this next sprint. So yes, I want to finish The Lincoln Lawyer because it is very good. I am very much enjoying that, and I'm very much looking forward to season 3 on Netflix whenever that comes out. I don't know when. if Libby gives me back my hold for Death by Darjeeling, I am 60% into that. So I don't have much. So I want to know how that ends, because I'm still not really to a point where I really understand all of the suspects. So I don't really have one in mind yet. So it's been fun. So yeah, mostly it's just like books that I'm like half into. Obviously, our book for book club, Meeting Millie. I probably will start reading or listening again to one of the Beard books, because we keep talking about it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I probably want. I think I want to start. What I'll probably do is I'll probably read Ashley's book. So for those of you who don't know, the author Penny Reed does a lot of like romance books, but book series. And Laura and I kind of read together the Beard books, the Winston Brother series, but we say Beard books because all of these Winston brothers have beards. And if you see the one cover that they went with for a long time, it was like a knit, like embroidery cover, and all the brothers have beards, and that was the cover. And so we call them the Beard books. But there's so many like offshoots of this series and different series. So we're like falling down rabbit holes essentially. And we've been talking about it so much lately that now I'm like, I kind of want to read that one. So I have that one on Hoopla, and I actually have it on my Audible as well, because now I've been like slowly using my credits for the Beard books. So I think I'm going to start with that one, because like in the universe, I think it's meant to be like number one, like number one in chronological order, but number one is the Truth or Dare, Truth or Beard. But chronologically, Ashley's book, which is in a different series, the Neanderthal series, that's technically chronologically the first book. So I think I might read that, which would be an audiobook, but same thing.
I gotta read that number 4.5 book too, the one about Diane and Repo.
Yeah.
Repo? No. Repo? Okay.
Yes. Excuse me.
So yeah, read that one as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's probably what I'm gonna do. Is that I think that's probably all I can handle at this point, because I really have not been reading much. I always have something going on. So like this past month or whatever, I've been working on my son's birthday party, and now that that's over, I'll be working on we're gonna have a rummage sale, so I'm working on that. And then after that, I'll probably be working towards a family trip. And after that, I may have some time to read. Maybe.
Yeah. What do you have planned for your birthday, if anything? Are you hanging out at home? What are you doing?
Oh, well, my mother-in-law decided that would be a good week to have a family get-together. So that's what we'll be doing, as far as I know. I don't know that we're actually going on that particular day, but I mean, I don't want to like have to squeeze anything in, so we probably won't do anything. We usually don't do anything unless I plan it, and I don't really feel like planning anything for myself. Like kind of starting to get over that part of my life. Like I'm like always stuffing my own stockings and wrapping my own gifts, and I'm kind of like over it. So if I have an empty stocking and no gifts under the Christmas tree, then that really doesn't say much about, me, and more about the other people in the house that probably should be doing that for me. So I just buy my gifts all year round. I just bought myself a visor, and it's like tie-dye. It's like super tie-dye. Like it's hot pink and purples and greens. And I'm just like, I have to wear this in public. But I liked it. I was like, oh, this is really nice and colorful. And it was like $6.99. I was like, well, that's a good deal. And then it came today, and I was like, this is really bright.
I'll see it coming.
But I'm going to wear it because I keep wearing my husband's visor, which is black. because it's my hair. When I put my hair up in a ponytail, if I wear a regular hat and you have like the hole for the hair, it's like so low.
Yeah.
And I wear my ponytail higher. And when you do then you have to pull it down, and then it really irritates me. But if I wear a visor, then the part goes under the ponytail.
They do make hats that have a hole for ponytail adjustable with elastic. Those do exist, but they're not $6.
Yeah.
So
well, and I've seen too where they're like the whole thing is like bigger, like it's like the whole thing back there. But I want like a normal hat that just fits my head and my ponytail. So the visor is what's going to happen for the time being. That is,
yeah.
But back to actually talking about reading and not Danny's weird tangents. Page 106 of Homecoming. I'll finish it begrudgingly. Just not my type of book so far. Oh, I've heard very good things about Demon Copperhead.
Yeah.
That's a Killsolver, isn't it? Barbara Killsolver? Yeah. Yeah. I think Allie was saying that she really liked that one. Last time we were live, I think she was talking about that. Or was it in Voxer? I don't know. I just remember she was saying something about it.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I don't know why I just thought about this. But remember when I was telling you that story about how I went to the thrift store and I saw 13th Tale and it was hardcover and it was $2. It was $1.99. And I was like, and I had it in my hand, and then I was like, oh, that line's really long. $2 is too much. And I put it down. And then when I came home, I was like, dang, I really should have just bought that book. I went back like a couple weeks ago, like a week or two ago, and it was still there, and I bought it.
Good for you.
I have it. I know. I was excited. I was like, yay. No one with taste was here yet. Yes. Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, wow. That's crazy. 500 pages. Ugh. You know, it's funny because if you think about it, like, I don't, maybe I read this somewhere, but you know, when you look at a book and you're like, it's 500 pages, you're like, ugh, but I'll read this 7 or 8 book series that like in all total is like 20,000 pages, you know, you'll read that straight through.
Yep.
Oh, 500 pages. Oof. Oh, you know what, too? What I saw, it's probably I'm thinking of this. There's something, I don't remember what it was, but it was like pretending to be Netflix, be like, would you like to watch this 10-hour movie? And then it goes, no. And then it goes, do you want to watch this 10-part series? And then like they watch it and then it's like in one sitting. Dwight, what are you barking at? Oh, I hear it now.
Thunder?
No.
So it's been raining here for a while.
No, it sounds like someone's yelling. What is that noise? I don't know. We have weird people around us sometimes.
Yeah, any update on your weird neighbors across the street?
Oh, the baby's crying.
Yeah, he become restless and then Dwight barked as I was crying.
Oh, Dwight. You got it? Well, see what you can do. It sounded like people yelling outside, but it was the monitor. I guess he's been restless, and then Dwight really just made it worse. I don't know why Dwight barked, though. What were we talking about?
I asked you about the neighbors across the street.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so after the crazy neighbors, who I think... So remember how I said I was, like, stalking it, and it was on Zillow, but it was a rental for, like, $2,200?
Yeah.
And that place is, like, half the size of our house. People moved in there. Very nice couple. Like, they're probably younger than I am. But they have 2 young children. I think they have a girl and a boy. The girl, I think, was like 2.5, and then the boy was like 7 months when they moved in. But I'm pretty sure, I mean, they moved in like right when I was, oh, he does not sound good. They moved in right when I was saying that all was going on, and they've been there ever since. They're super nice. They have 2 really big dogs, and they go for walks all the time. And I might have to go and do something about that. That sounds, oh, he is not happy. So let's go ahead and do a sprint.
Your husband has him. He's fine.
Yeah, oh gosh, he sounds bad. Okay. We'll do another 25-minute sprint. That'll take us to 55. We'll mute each other and get this ASMR going. And when we come back, we can all talk about what we read or didn't read.
Okay.
I just realized I did not press play on the ASMR. It was just a blank screen. I mean, not blank, but no sound. I apologize. I had to get up there quick. He was screaming at the top of his lungs.
We could hear him.
Yeah, he had a weird day today, so I'm thinking it's just probably a continuation of that. He just really wanted mommy all day today, which is not.
That's not new.
It's not new, but it was different. It was, yeah, he's always a baby mama boy, but it was different today. It was more like snuggly, like he wanted to be like held, and he put his head down too, which he never really does. And that's what he was doing up there. Like, I thought he wanted to be nursed, but he nursed for a little bit, and then he was like just wanting to be held. So I don't know. Who knows? So, but he's asleep now, so it's all good. And I was able to read a little bit in The Lincoln Lawyer.
Good.
Not a lot. And I'm pretty sure I reread something that I already read because it was all very familiar. But that's what happens when you don't put a bookmark in a book and then you don't read it for a month and then you come back to it and go, 19? Chapter 19 or chapter 20? I don't remember. So
Sure.
just refreshing my mind, I guess.
Yeah.
How did you do?
Good. I got another probably 200 pages read. I'm close to the end, but this thing is so effing heavy. Like, I had to stop it a couple times to shake up my wrist because it just hurts so much. This paper is really thick, glossy paper, you know. So I think I have 50 or 60 pages left. I'll finish it tonight for sure. And I'm glad I'm finally reading this thing. Oh my god. But whew. Yeah. Yeah, the timelines have merged and come together, so that's good.
Oh, well, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
I like books like that where there's two different timelines and then they actually touch. Because sometimes you have books where there's two different timelines, but they don't really have anything to do with each other than like maybe it's like two people living in the same house or,
Right.
you know, something like that. Like they obviously have to connect in some way, but like they never actually meet. But I like the ones where they do.
Mm-hmm.
That's always fun.
Oh, excuse me.
So if you are still with us, let us know how you did. It looks like Jenna left us. So if you're
Good night if you're still here. I'm sure you're not.
Yeah. But it was
Good
nice to have you. It's always a pleasure to see you in the comments section. I'm glad we could help you get a little bit of reading done and discuss DNFs. But yeah. So how many days till Bridgerton?
9, a week from Thursday. I just finished watching season 3 again. Like, just before I got online with you, I was like, I have an hour to kill. What can I do? Oh, Bridgerton. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I'm sure you have. So fill me in. But has there been any talks about next season? If there's a season, and if so, who the season's going to be for?
No, I mean, I'm hoping that it'll be Benedict, but I think it might be Benedict and Eloise because she's been around for a while.
Yes.
And she's, this is her 3rd year on the Marriage Mart, I think.
I think it's 2. I think it's 2 years.
That's right.
She came out last year, but didn't do the whole flouncy thing with the dress and everything.
Right, she got dressed up for it, and then the Queen left because Whistledown Papers came out, and like she took off and ran at the presentation. Yeah. So I don't know yet, but I wish Benedict would knock it up with this Lady Tilly Armstrong person and just meet his future wife already, please. Like, I hope that happens in the second half somehow.
Maybe.
So yeah.
I was going strong there for a while, watching a whole bunch of different shows, like one right after another, and oddly enough, at the same time, reading a ton. Mm-hmm. And now I'm like not watching anything, not reading anything. It's weird. Just playing Love and Pies. Mm-hmm. And Words with Friends.
Yeah. I'm stuck on Coin Master. It's just like a
Oh, I hate
game.
that game.
I can't stop playing it. It's ridiculous. But
So Coin Master. So when I first started playing the games with the Fetch app, Coin Master was
Yeah,
one of the
that's-
first ones that was on there.
that's what
And I was like, okay, fine, I'll play this game. And I can't, because there's nothing to it. You don't do anything. You just press a button, and sometimes you don't even have to press the button.
Mhm.
So, anyways, they did it in this missed play thing again, where because it was a boosted game, and I was like, fine, I'll play this game again. And I did it again, and I'm like, I hate this game. I uninstalled it right away. I got like a couple of points, and then I uninstalled it. But that's exactly how Monopoly plays, and there's another one, Dice something. It's all the same, where it's like you push down the button, and then it rolls a thing or rolls a spinner, and then you like destroy people's towns or you raid their town, and it's so it drives me nuts because I like strategic stuff, like not strategic so much, but like I like to be more active in what I'm doing.
Mhm.
And at first, I'm like, oh, this seems easy enough. Like, it seems fun. But then I realized, like, you can hold the button down and not have to do anything. So then I was getting annoyed that it was, like, making me pick, like, which ones to, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, if I can hold the button down, I should just be able, you should just do it. And, like, I'll come back when I'm done, like, when my rolls are done. But, yeah, there's a whole bunch of games on there where I'm just like, delete, because they annoy me. I downloaded this Harry Potter one because I can earn it through the Fetch app. But it's so boring. It's like Candy Crush, but it's also there's like a story built in, which I don't care about. But I know what Harry Potter is. I don't need to know the story in a game. Like, just get me to the next puzzle. Move on to the next puzzle. I don't need to know what Hagrid wants you to do with some creature thing.
Yeah.
Move me on to the next puzzle.
I'm playing a Harry Potter game. I think about quitting it all the time. But I'm playing it for years now, and it's like, but it's like the story game. So you play a person who ends up graduating the year before Harry Potter starts. So you like you meet Tonks, you're in school with Tonks and all people and stuff. So like it's a different view of the story from the books. But it is the same thing, like you have to like buy creatures and feed them and maintain them and
see, that's not how
and stuff. And
yeah, that one sounds way different. This one is just
this is not a match 3 thing.
You're basically playing a really shortened, easy version of Candy Crush to earn something, and then it like does a little bit of a story thing, and then you do another that game that you're saying is more like role-playing game, whatever.
Yeah, like right now I've graduated. I'm working my first job for the magical maintenance department, I think is what the official title is, but really you're a secret agent. And my partner I got put with, like my first job, whatever, she got killed in a freak accident. What we think is a freak accident, but really, I found out 2 days ago she's alive. And like no one knew she was alive. So we were like, myself and my boss were just questioning her about like why she faked her own death and what's going on here. So now we're in Godric's Hollow interviewing ghosts. So yeah.
Remember back in the day when you used to have to buy computer games in order to play games like this?
Yep.
I remember I had the game Black and White. Do you remember that game? So Black and White was a game where you'd you'd start the game and you'd pick your creature. You'd pick all different kind of creatures, whatever. I think mine was a lion, but it starts out as like a cub. But it's like a mythical creature kind of thing. So it's ginormous, and it's like almost Greek mythology time era kind of, and your thing is supposed to like help the village. Then you have to like build an armory and build a this and build a that. But it's a computer game, so like everything takes forever, and like you'd like get stuck because like your computer wasn't fast enough for the game, or oh my gosh. Back in the day, man. Back in the day. And now we just like pull stuff up on our phones. Oh, we don't like this game, we'll uninstall it. Get a new game.
Mm-hmm.
I used to save up for games.
Yeah, I know. Me too. My mom still plays some on her computer too, but it's she was part of Big Fish Games.
Oh, yep.
You know, so she we'd get like a credit every month or whatever, so she'd like play stuff for an hour and we'd do different stuff. My dad loved playing games on that too. So like we would strategically wait. Like so I had my laptop and my parents had their desktop. So we would like, if you get this one, I'll get this one, this new release, and then we'll like switch. And I'd go over there for dinner, and they would like take my laptop and play my game for a while, and I would play their new game. Yeah, those were fun, but yeah. Oh, wow.
You know, one game I wish I had that I loved playing in college, and that was actually the first time I ever even saw it. But Guitar Hero, man, we used to play Guitar Hero like all the time. Like all the time. Like I didn't own it. My friend Emily did. So I used to go up to her room and we would just like play Guitar Hero for like hours.
That always looked so fun.
I feel like I would totally play that game if I had it.
Mm-hmm.
Like carry on my way. Like half the songs I know right now are because I played Guitar Hero.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I never really was a gamer otherwise. My husband was. So.
Yeah, we had, it wasn't Atari. It was like a knockoff version of Atari that was just one game you could play. And then we had the original Nintendo system. And then we got Sega Genesis. And that's the last game I ever played is Sega Genesis, like Sonic and all that stuff.
Yeah.
We still have them. And my mom still plays the Nintendo sometimes. We have a Bugs Bunny game that she likes a lot that still works. And there's another one on Nintendo she still plays sometimes.
Yeah.
But
I have our Nintendo downstairs. It really doesn't work. I played it. I had it when I was in college, and I would play it, and I would play Super Mario.
Yeah.
And then I would get to certain points or whatever, and then all of a sudden it would like crash. And you know you can't pause or anything.
Right.
Or save. So I would get so pissed. But yeah, my brothers had the Nintendo, then they had Super Nintendo, then they had Nintendo 64, and then we had the GameCube, which now I have the GameCube as well. It's like in a box somewhere. I don't even know where it is. We keep talking about like, oh, we're going to pull it out so we can play Animal Crossing. And then, you know, my stepdaughter says, Animal Crossing, that's not an old game. Yes, it is. It's a very old game because when that game was out, my brothers and I were at the mall and we went to the game store so we could buy the magazine for it so we could check all of the animals so we could see which ones we were so we had all the things so that we knew like, okay, so we need to like go on here on these days because this is the only day that this secret animal comes out. And we were so crazy about Animal Crossing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and we used to log into each other's thing and like steal each other's stuff and like hide it. And I was always collecting all of these like they're like these little totem pole things. I can't remember what they're called. I think they're called something with a G. And so if you went into my house, there's just rows and rows of these like, and they just went like, but they're all different colors. And then they're in sets of 3. So you had the little baby one, you had a bigger one, and then you had the big one. So you'd see in my house, they'd be rows. So sometimes I'd log in, and like half of them were gone, or they were like out of order, and oh man, it's terrible. That was a legit game though, just going around shaking trees, and it was all a grid system. So like you just were like you went up. So the way I played is I went up to like A1, and then you just scoured A1, and then you moved on to A2, and then A3. Oh man, I kind of want to get that game out now. So fun. Just be on there for hours and hours and hours.
I know. I miss Mario Brothers 1 and 3. I never liked 2.
Mm.
And I really missed Tetris. I loved Tetris. It was so fun. Like totally zone out. Not, yeah. I liked Sonic, but just the first one. But yeah, that's the last thing I ever played because then I was too busy. I had work, I had orchestra, I had choir, I had all this crap. I, babysat. I was like, that's it. No more time.
Sonic was fun because when you got into like the loops where you collected the coin, that was fun. But other than that, it was like meh. I didn't play it a lot, so I wasn't very good at it.
Yeah,
we didn't have Sega.
Yeah,
we knew people who had Sega.
Yeah, we bought a couple magazines, like you were saying. That there was one for Super Mario Brothers 3. So we found out like secret rooms to go into to get more coins and extra lives and stuff. And there was one for Sonic too that we got. But yeah, you had to go to the game store and wait in line and get the certain thing. And yeah, we still have them. I think actually, I'm sure we have them.
Oh, I still have the Animal Crossing book. It's with the GameCube because that's what it belongs. So that when you play it, you know what you're doing.
Right there. I know.
And of course, we all loved with Nintendo 64 was Mario Kart. I mean, that was just like, oh my god! I don't think I ever played that. It's amazing.
My friend Heather's, who's like my sister, they always had all the newest everything because they had tons of money and we had no money. So I watched her play Mario Kart. She wouldn't let me play with her. And then I watched her play stuff on, what was the one after 64?
Cube.
Okay.
GameCube.
Yeah. And I think she had Cube for a while and it was like, well,
yeah, I think
after play it, and I was like, there's too many buttons. I don't understand all this stuff. I'm used to like one thing and like two, like an A and B, and there was like all these buttons and knobs. I was like, what do I do? I kept asking her, I don't know how to work this. She get ticked off and like, never mind.
Because you have to like put your hands in like this, and then you're like,
right. And there was like buttons
and
here,
in the middle, here, and over here,
and a toggle. And I was like, this is too many for me. I don't know what to do with all these. Just like, I'm not helping you. Great, thank you. But yeah. Oh, well.
My brothers played way more than I did. I hardly ever played.
Well, you were taking care of them, so you didn't have enough time.
Well, and there's 4 of us, so
right,
you're not really winning if you're trying to get on there. Well, shall we try to do another sprint here, and when we come back, see if maybe that's the end, or if you want to do another one? And okay.
Yeah, probably one more will do it for me. I'm so tired and old.
Yeah, so. I know. Me too. My son did not sleep well last night, and I'm having a feeling he's not going to sleep well tonight. So I'm already exhausted. So yeah. Okay, well, let's do another sprint. We'll pretend it's 15, and so 25 would make that 40. So we'll come on. Yeah, that's perfect because we'll do chat, and then we'll end by 11.
Sure. Yeah, that sounds good.
The hour. So
okay.
Okay. Sounds good. Enjoy your reading. Oh, Andy says she's on chapter 6.
Oh, nice.
Cool. Okay. How'd you do?
Good. I finished Wonderstruck,
Oh, good.
thankfully. It's pretty good.
Good.
I do want to weigh it, see how much it weighs, because it's very heavy. And then I read like 20 pages in this one, so not bad. How'd you do?
I did okay. I don't even know. I didn't look at the pages. I read 2 chapters.
Oh, good.
I don't know how many pages that was, but so like I was saying before, I was like rereading. It was really only like a page or 2 into that chapter. So what I must have done is I must have started reading the chapter, realized I was too tired, and just stopped, because the rest of the chapter I didn't remember any of that stuff, and it was all really important information. So it was good that I read that. And now, so like I said, so this is a series on Netflix, and I'm pretty sure if you look it up, it says like that the first season is based on like book 2 and the second season is based on book 5 or something like that.
Oh, wow.
But don't think that's true, because it seems like, I'm wondering if it's like just the cases from those books are what the main cases are in the story, but there's like a recurring case thing that happens in both seasons that is what is happening in this book. So it's kind of cool, because even though I saw season 1 and 2 on Netflix, it's not the same. Like, so I'm still I'm still able to enjoy and like go through the motions with this book. Like, it's not been spoiled for me, I guess. And I'm starting to like put the dots together based on what happened in the show. And yeah, so it's interesting. It's like, I wonder how it's going to play out in the book. It's definitely a little bit different, but the same. That makes sense.
Yeah, interesting.
So yeah, but I'm like, I think I'm on 196, so it looks like it's like the halfway point, a little past.
Yeah. That's nice. That's good.
Yeah. Because how many pages is this book? Yeah, it's 404 pages, so I'm about the halfway point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
good.
It's weird. It's weird to read a physical book, because I've been reading so many ebooks and audiobooks lately that it's so weird to be holding a real book and like turning the pages. I mean, that's my preferred method of reading. But it's just, it's funny, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to turn the page. Yeah. So. Well, do you have any big plans for the upcoming weekend?
Nope. Nothing going on. How about you?
I don't think so. I feel like there's something going on this weekend, but I might be wrong. I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think we're going to try to go to the zoo in like 2 weeks, though. So, yeah. So if you're interested in going, I'll let you know if that actually happens, because it all depends on like, my mom can get free passes from the library. So it depends on if that happens.
Okay.
But I'll let you know.
Yeah. Hey, you have to send me that bean recipe too for your baked beans.
Yeah. I've been eating beans like every day.
I keep thinking about them. It's terrible.
So good.
They're so good.
For those of you who have no idea what we're talking about,
Yeah, sorry.
I had my son's birthday party this past weekend, and Laura was there. But it was like we made like burgers and brats and that kind of stuff. And then my mom always makes these cowboy baked beans, which have like hamburger and then like 9 cans of beans. It's crazy. All different kinds of beans. There's like bacon in there, and they're so good.
Oh my God, they're so good.
Laura and I were talking about it, and she's like, I need the recipe. Yeah, I'll send that to you.
Okay, thanks.
I'll have to do it from memory because maybe I think she sent me a screenshot, but she didn't send me like the whole thing. She just sent me like a few ingredients.
Yeah.
But it's just all crock pot, so yeah, I will.
Awesome.
Oh, excuse me. Definitely time to go to bed. I am exhausted.
I hear you.
Okay, well, if you are watching this in replay, you made it this far, you're amazing. Thank you so much. If you've been on with us this whole time, you are even more amazing. Thank you so much for joining us this evening and reading with us, or just being productive with us, watching us chat about the silliest of things. That's usually how we roll. But next time it'll be the end of the month. So June, is it the 28th, 24th? Let me look here.
I don't remember.
It is the 25th.
Fifth.
So June 25th, we will come back and we will discuss Meeting Millie, which is our June read. That'll be the live discussion on June 25th at 8 p.m. And yeah, so until then, I hope you all are doing well and reading something great and getting some good sleep.
Yeah, no kidding.
Okay.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye. Oh my goodness gracious.
Still says we're live.
Why it didn't do anything? It did. I said end.